Hey everybody, it's your boy Zero here, and welcome to my 100th episode. Man, that's weird to say out loud, because I honestly never thought I would get this far. Call it low self-esteem, call it complete hate of oneself, I don't know what to tell you. But I never thought I would make it to 100 episodes. Honestly, I thought I would just given up by now. But I would like to thank you guys for, sticking along with me for these 100 episodes, even though the first 30 aren't that good. I want to thank all, again, you guys, my family, my friends, everyone who supports the channel. You guys are all amazing, and thank you for getting me this far. And as of today's episode, we're going to do one of my favorite Gundams, the Freedom Gundam from Gundam Seed. Originally, I wanted this to be the Testament Gundam, but that boy's expensive. And I don't got $150 to shell out for $150 plus shipping to shell out that dude. At least right now. So we're going to go with the Plan B from the same universe, the Freedom. So technically, this is the revived version of the Freedom Gundam, which is weird they didn't call it a 2.0. But yeah, so let's get into the review and let's start reviewing this thing. So, this is the Freedom Gundam with everything that comes in box. Pair of beam sabers, a small sheet of stickers, even though I can't remember where these two stickers go to. Tiny Kira, a base adapter, a bunch of the hands. We have two closing hands and two move the camera, dynamic hands for right and left hands, and of course the decals, both the water slide and the drive rub on. So I'm talking about the biggest flaw in this thing. Well, the second biggest flaw. Biggest flaw is in all the hips. I've seen too many videos and warnings and posts online that the hips could break on you. So be very, and I cannot stress this enough, incredibly careful when posing this thing. The hips can break on you. And nobody wants to shell out a bunch of cash for a model that you try to pose and the legs go out. So I recommend getting into the pose you like and trying to avoid posing it any other way. Or just be prepared to shell out more money for another one. Because the hips could go, the hips could break, and then there goes your Gundam. So aside from that gaping flaw, due to all the weight being in the back because of the backpack, it does have some balancing issues. So it's very back heavy, so you have to get it just right like you see here, so it wouldn't fall over on you, because Lord knows it took more than a few minutes just to get it right. Also, after a while, the fingers don't hold as well as they should, even though these are the swappable hands and it should be easier. But like I said, this one really, I've had this for a bit, like over a year, and the hand started to go a little, hence the gun sliding out a bit. Oop, hit the camera again. So be careful with that. Articulation wise, much like a lot of the seed kits, it's really good. Let's move this, let's get out of the way. Demon hip. So that's the leg bent all the way. Yep. The back flap, the back skirting goes up and down, and also can pivot like that. So he does have some articulation in that, so that's pretty cool. Yes, I'm being be careful while moving this and this, because you're supposed to. They recommend you pivot the hip down, but that's when it goes breaky, and we're trying not to break this. I like my Freedom. That's like all the way out. Actually, you can go up a... Yeah, that's like all the way out, so it's great. So when you try to move the hip, be careful. This will pop, cause the beam sabers to pop out. So let's put this thing back in. Oh, cool. We're just gonna put you down and to the side, so if I break you... Oh, well, it's like this. Weird. Okay, pop this back in. I can show this fully extended without it getting in the way. Talk about convenient. So there's the railgun, fully deployed. It had, well, I would say it has good articulation, but it's not that much different than the high grade version of it. So if you like the high grade version of the railgun, you're going to like this version. It just has a lot more detail. Now, I'm going to play the game of trying to put the pig back into its spot without blowing out the hip. Okay. And we'll just be careful with the beam sabers. They have a nasty habit of popping off on you. As do the tips of the beam rifle, the rail guns actually. So, wow, it's been well over a year, so I don't exactly. I have the instructions in a different room. Yeah, you're watching me try to repair this in real time because it decided to fall apart on me literally as I record. Because my luck is just that bad sometimes. It's gonna be one of those evenings, ladies and gentlemen. I think it's... We're going to ignore that for now before I just have an existential breakdown and flip out on him. Namely, the Gundam. So, that is the arm fully bent. It's not bad, not great, but you can get decent poses out of the arm. Unfortunately, that's the arm literally fully extended outwards. So, yeah. So I mean, the gun literally is coming loose, even though it's the right holding hand. I have no idea. It's just not great after a while. And of course, it comes with a nice size stand, which this goes into the backpack, so you can prop it up and not worry about the hips going out on you. And like so, it holds it up perfectly. Let's move the camera upwards. So, like I always say, always get, Gunpla should really come with more, stands. Instead of, be it high grade, master grades. More stands, the better. So, let's wrap up this review. The head's on a ball joint, like all master grades are. It is a solid build, but I want to say perfectly solid, but it's good. The waist has a decent ab crunch. Actually, I think I can show you from up here. Nah, let's move the shield on away. Surprisingly, the shield held very well over time. See, got decent ab crunch at the waist. So you can get decent posability out of this when it decides to agree with you and work with you. And not work against you, like it's doing to me right about now. So, let's get into the summary and wrap this up. So, in the grand scheme of things, I would recommend it, personal bias, because I do love the Freedom, but I would recommend glue for the tips of the railguns. As you saw, they fall out easily. Keep an eye out for the hips, because if you try to bend it too much, the hips will go out on you and break. And if you're not comfortable with the stand that comes with it, I do recommend getting another stand for it. It does come with an adapter. And aside from that, yeah, I really did enjoy building it. It wasn't a difficult build. And nowhere near as tedious as, say, the hunt and kill, or as aggravating as the full burn-in, or as annoying as the assault shroud was on the duel. So, yeah, I would totally recommend this. I picked this dude up along with a Gunpla that I'll eventually get to review, the Quint, at our buddies at Galactic Toys. I do believe they still have copies of him still there, so use my link down below and support the channel. And like I said, thank you all for 100 episodes of watching me, and let's get to 200 episodes, which, hey, cross your fingers, maybe if I'm lucky I'll be popular enough to get the Testament Gundam, or if I win the lotto. Both seem so unlikely at this point in my life. But regardless, thanks for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe. And remember, all of you are awesome. I hope you guys are having a wonderful new year. At the time of recording, it's the first of the new year. So I hope all of you are having a wonderful time so far. Or at least, at least trying to make strides in making yourself a little bit better. Because you don't have to go crazy, but, a little bit of self-improvement isn't that awful. But the true self-improvement is realizing that you are all awesome, that you are all loved, and you are great. I'll catch you guys in the next episode. Which, you guys vote on which of the holiday master grades I got will be the next episode. Currently, at the time of recording, it's deadlocked. So, hopefully somebody out there can be the one vote to throw off the voting process. Because right now it's deadlocked, and that's not great for me. Catch you guys in the next episode. Peace.